What is up, guys? Welcome back to our Houston Texans rebuild part 2. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and get back into the rebuild. So the team is an 86 overall, however, we know we're about to lose some guys. We have 26 million in cap space, so more than I initially thought we would. Nate Davis, I think I'm probably okay to... Now, you know what? We need Nate Davis because we got to get our run game back on track. So if he'll take a 2-year deal, we'll take a 2-year deal. I know we've got some solid guards waiting in the wings, but Nate Davis on a 2-year deal is fine. Petrie can walk. Poyer can walk. He now has no interest whatsoever, probably because he realizes we were terrible. Mechie can walk. Christian Harris. Yeah, I'm not really interested in anyone else. So we'll have 18 million to spend. And now heading into our 4th real offseason now, year 4 of the rebuild, what are our major team needs? So looking at the offensive line, I think we're still looking decently solid. I would like to get Powers Johnson back in the starting lineup. I think he deserves that. Stromberg has been decent, I suppose. Arroyo's good enough. The receiving core is fine. I'm willing to admit that I made a mistake here on Bartell. Clearly, he was not the answer. I thought that he would do really well for us, but he's been terrible. And it's not the line that's regressed. The line is the exact same line where Dameon Pierce was finding plenty of success, so we need a new running back. I'm willing to cut losses, admit that I wasted a first-round pick there. That is fine. Defensively, there you see Sean Sherman. He is ready to step in and start. He will be a 77 overall entering year 2, getting his first real starting reps. We could use a free safety, perhaps a linebacker, perhaps a DT. Well, I don't know about that. I would say definitely a free safety and a running back are going to be our 2 main needs. And if we can get a stud on the offensive line or at the tight end position, I would go ahead and do that. But man, I don't know how this team went 6-11. I know it's not perfect, but this definitely looks like a playoff team. So let's see who's out there in free agency. Now, how about this for a plot twist? Dameon Pierce is a free agent, and he definitely would like to come back and join us. He harbors no ill will towards the team. He understands that we got pretty much a king's ransom for him. The Rams decided to make the ultimate blunder and not retain him. That's not our fault. The fact that we trade away a guy and the team doesn't pay to retain him, that is not on us. So I'm not discrediting myself here. Again, these rebuilds are not intended to be fully realistic. So let's just go ahead and nip that in the bud right now. Aside from that, I am going to put myself in the running for Trey Smith just because he is an incredible prospect. Well, not even prospect. He's proven at the position. He would be an immediate boost to our O-line. This unit finished 30th in the league last year. That is pathetic. We need some positive regression there. Let's see if we can get these guys in here. They're both gone. And we got both of them. So we have absolutely no money now heading into year 4, aside from what we've saved for our draft picks. But we do have Dameon Pierce now back on the team and Trey Smith to really bolster that O-line. I know it's probably not the most realistic move in the world. I know that I've invested some serious draft capital into that position. But man, Trey Smith is just a difference maker. He's a scheme fit. I think our offense is going to get right back on track here in year 4. Now we do have a 5th-year option decision here on Mr. Bryce Young himself. We really couldn't find a way to get him on the field this year. Yeah, you're right. Bryce Young, I don't even know who that is. No, Assistant GM, you are fired because you are clearly not doing your job if you don't know that Bryce Young has been on the field, and we are going to pick up Bryce Young's 5th-year option. And we do have a second decision here. It is going to be on Jalen Carter. So how do you feel about Jalen Carter? He brought almost no value to this team last year. I mean, I wouldn't say that much, but clearly he wasn't getting those 16.5 sacks again. So yeah, clearly we have the worst assistant GM in the league. This guy has no idea what he's doing, but we have picked up those 5th-year options. And with that being said, heading into the draft, we know we have that need at outside linebacker still, but what positions are going to be coming due to where we might need some help in year 5? Laramie Tunsil, left tackle, has been pushed to the top of our needs list in my opinion. Left tackle is going to be a major need for us. I doubt that we can get him for another season, and we will need a good left tackle in year 5. Cornerback is Jamel Dean is someone we probably will not bring back. Derek Stingley, so again, corner, if he doesn't have interest or we don't have the money. There's Taron Johnson as well. Booty will be up. Malik Hooker will be up, so we definitely need a free safety. There's Baron Browning, the outside linebacker, who we're already looking to replace. Ricky Stromberg, so center potentially. We definitely have some needs heading into the draft, guys. And now here we are in the draft. Raiders, of course, on the clock, picking first. We are up next. Well, not quite next, but we do have the 4th overall selection here. Let's see who's available. Now for me, this might be a bit of a reach. In fact, I know it's a reach, but the pick for me is going to be Justin Chamberlain. Free safety out of Utah, 22 years old, B hit power, D man, which we're not worried about. We're not going to be asking him to play man coverage, A to C tackle, and A to C zone coverage. He's not going to be asked to start immediately unless he is a better prospect than Malik Hooker, which he very well could be at this point. He's fast, decently strong. He's a good athlete. I think Justin Chamberlain is a good pick for us here. He does have normal dev, but we definitely have a need at the position, and I think I'm happy with the pick. I truly am. And next up, we do have a first-round pick, courtesy of the Rams from the Dameon Pierce trade, which we have Dameon Pierce now. So let's see who's available here at pick 22. Now with this selection, I'm going to go with cornerback Cordell Jones out of Missouri. C catching, C to F man, which is not good at all. B press and B zone. He does fit our scheme. He has good zone coverage, so that is good. And he's not going to be asked to start right away. He's going to probably be buried pretty far down on the depth chart. He's going to be asked to start for us next season, so I think Cordell Jones is a calculated risk for us here. He does come with hidden dev, 92 speed and 94 excel. I think he can grow and be something really good for us. And with our early selection in the 2nd round, I'm looking at Jeremy Peters, outside linebacker, Oregon State. A to C block shed, B pursuit, A tackle, B zone. He actually does look like a very solid player. Decent athlete as well, so I think Jeremy Peters will be really good for us. He can learn for a year behind Baron Browning or possibly even start right away. He does come with that hidden depth, so with that bald head, welcome to Houston. Now here, early 3rd round, I'm not loving what I have available to me, so I am actually going to make a trade here. The Raiders are coming off a horrible season, so I'm going to take a risk and take their 2nd round pick in next year's draft. It also comes with a 7th. We'll let the CPU finish things out, and we'll look at our draft recap from here. Now here is the draft recap, and again, looking like a very solid class. Justin Chamberlain's going to come in with a 76 overall rating, same for Cordell Jones. Jeremy Peters is a 74, and the CPU even gets us a 74 wide receiver, so not bad at all. We will certainly take that. Now let's get into the season. Now heading into the season, let's just take a quick look here at our starting roster. Starting things off with the quarterback, Bryce Young is a 90 overall X Factor. We got Dameon Pierce back. The receiving core is more than fine. Justin Jefferson, Marvin Harrison Jr., and Kayshon Boutte. The offensive line is looking as solid as ever. Every single player an 80 plus. The tight end Arroyo is a 79. He should be an 80 once we use that upgrade point on him. So no reason for this offense to finish 30th again. Defensively, Jalen Carter, I don't know if he had X Factor before, but he has it now, so 2 X Factors on the defensive line. Baron Browning will still get the start here. Peters will wait in the wings. Secondary, Chamberlain I don't think is quite good enough to start for us right away over Malik Hooker. Maybe I'll change my mind on that. Sean Sherman, though, is going to be the starter. High hopes for him. And the secondary is deep now with our draft additions. So let's get to the midseason point. Hopefully things are looking better than they did last year. Okay, so much better this time around. The team is 5-2 with a pretty firm grasp of the AFC South here at the midseason point. Now we can take a look and see who's ready to negotiate, but things are looking good despite that ugly loss that I see to the Bills. I don't love that. We're going to have a decent amount of money to spend this offseason. We didn't get a left tackle. There weren't really any great ones in the draft. Jamel Dean does just want a 1-year deal, and he still is really good. Stingley is a superstar. He's got a mild level of interest. I'm going to have to come back to the corners because I think I can probably bring back one of them in year 5. I don't think I can bring back both of them. Tunsil might get franchise tagged one last time. So let's be realistic here. Stingley or Jamel Dean. I think for me it's going to come down to who has a lower cap hit next year because we know that will be the last season. So Jamel Dean will come with a $15.5 million cap hit. What about Stingley though? Stingley's is spread out, and he will be around 10 million. Even if I give him a player friendly, that's lower. And he's been here since the beginning, so I think Derek Stingley rewarding him with a long-term contract is warranted. I think it fits the theme of the rebuild. Taron Johnson's going to be a no. Booty we can replace. Malik Hooker, he's not going to be starting for us. Baron Browning I would probably like to get back, just as an insurance policy. Same deal with Ricky Stromberg. But yeah, I think we're actually going to be in decent shape heading into year 5. I think we've managed the cap relatively well. I think we've drafted pretty well. So I think we're in good shape. I think we'll come back to this here once the offseason hits. Or what I might do is, here's what I'm going to do. I am for sure going to bring back Baron Browning. So I will get to week 9. I'll get him back at that point. He has interest. So Baron Browning, I'll get Ricky Stromberg. And then we will wait on Laramie Tunsil. I think that's a fair deal. So let's get to the playoffs and hope that we have made it this time. Playoffs are here, and we have bounced back from last season, albeit not an amazing run down the stretch. We go 5-5 to finish the year 10-7. However, we're never going to complain about a division title. We end the year off with a dominant win, 35-3 over the Titans. That always feels good. Let's check the stats. Okay, so looking at the stats offensively, we get back on track in a major way, 9th in the league. Defense regresses, 25th. I don't like to see that necessarily. Let's take a look here, though, at the numbers. So Bryce Young, back to being elite. 4,900 yards, 42 touchdowns, 8 picks. MVP-worthy numbers, to be completely honest. In the run game, Dameon Pierce definitely getting it done. 4.6 yards a carry. That's our major concern. The playbook and the scheme don't necessarily lend themselves to this being a high volume rushing attack, but the yards per carry is what we're looking for, and that is much better than last season. Jay Jett is 1,309, Harrison 1,109, Booty 1,108, and Elijah Arroyo 909. Very nice there. How did we do in pass protection? Mekhi Becton's still struggling a little bit. I don't love to see that. I think it was 17 last year, 14 this year. Patrick Queen, our leading tackler for, I want to say, the 3rd year in a row. Sacks, 13 from Bosa, 7.5 from Jalen Carter, 6.5 from Jermaine Johnson, 6 from Tier Tart. I don't know what we're missing there. I mean, we have decently rated players. Maybe we change the playbook year 5, as Patrick Queen is again getting it done with 5 interceptions, 2 for Barrett Carter, and 2 for Derek Stingley. 1 for the first-year starter, Sean Sherman, very nice. Okay, and 1 for the new addition, J.C. Horn. And look at this, who remembers the first of many message that we got? Apparently they forgot that we made the playoffs a couple years ago. I don't know how anyone could forget us guaranteeing a win and getting blown out 28-10, but nonetheless, we have a chance to redeem ourselves here. Coach, you're heading into your first playoff game. Playoff success often makes or breaks a career. We're gonna play it cool. Every game is important. When you're playing a playoff team, you have to bring your best. No risk, no reward. Beat the Jags for a reward. Okay, so let's beat the Jags. Can we do it? So we're both coming in with 10-7 records, both solid teams, of course. ETN is a concern, but of course my focus is always on the quarterback. If we can shut down the passing game, then that is going to get it done in today's NFL. We'll make sure to take care of Josh Allen. And let's start our training. Let's see if we can beat the Jags and move on, get our first playoff win of the series. And we do get the victory. At long last, in year 4, we have our first playoff win of the series, 27-17. Let's look at the stats. And here you have it, 469 yards of total offense. We absolutely dominated. Lawrence had an efficient game. Bryce Young throws 3 picks, but just slinging it, 361 yards. In the run game, Pierce scores a touchdown. Receiving, Elijah Arroyo 9 for 111, Christian Kirk 8 for 111, Jefferson scores, Booty scores, Ingram scores. Defensively, leading tackler is Nick Bosa. Looks like he got 3 sacks. He did, very nice. 1 for Jermaine Johnson, 1 for Jalen Carter. There's the pass rush we needed. 1 for Tier Tart. Okay. And we did not get any interceptions on Trevor Lawrence, but we're moving on to the divisional. Now this is going to be tougher. We traveled to Cincinnati. They went 11-6, so AFC North champs. Joe Burrow is a 97 X Factor. We'll have to worry about Logan Wilson, I guess, is their top rusher. So we might have the edge there, hopefully. Can we advance to the conference championship game? We do. 28-20. We are headed to Arrowhead Stadium. Now remember, this is where things pretty much fell apart for the Houston Texans. They were up, what, 21-0, 24-0 against the Chiefs before their season really their franchise took a nosedive. That was the peak. That was, they were cooking, and since then it's just been a mess. Now let's look at the stats from our previous game, though. So it's a 28-20 victory. Very close game. And we had close matchup here between Burrow and Bryce Young. Passer rating, stats are almost identical, very close. We sacked Burrow 5 times. Mixon scores. Bartell, the bust, scores twice. Very nice. Tyler Boyd scores. Kayshon Boutte scores. That's about it as far as that is concerned. Defensively, Patrick Queen, the leading tackler. Pass rush was on fire. 1.5 for Bosa, 1.5 for Johnson, 1 for Jalen Carter. Half sack for Barrett Carter and Jeremy Peters. Very nice, guys. Interceptions, we did get 1 from Jamel Dean, and we're moving on to the Chiefs. Now, obviously, it goes without saying, this is our toughest task of the series so far. Pat Mahomes, I don't know how he's not an X Factor. That is absolutely baffling to me. He's a 99 overall superstar, and their defense is incredible as well, so we'll have to look out for Chris Jones. This is going to be tough, guys. I don't know if we can get it done, but we will certainly see. Are we Super Bowl bound? We are Super Bowl bound. We have beaten the Kansas City Chiefs to advance. We are facing the Green Bay Packers in the Super Bowl. Let's look at the stats. Oh my goodness. And here are your conference championship game matchups. Both of them very close games. It could have been the Panthers, but the Packers narrowly edged them out. Now let's look and see, how did we take care of Mahomes and the Chiefs? We topped them in total offense. Bryce Young, no mistakes. We pick off Mahomes twice and sack him twice. Love to see that. Pierce scores a touchdown. Bartell scores a touchdown. Khalil Herbert, the former Bear, scores twice. Boutte has a great game. Hardman scores. Defensively, leading tackler again is Patrick Queen. I would have to imagine Nick Bosa had a busy day. I don't see his name. Jermaine Johnson did, though. He's had a sack in every playoff game so far, so love to see that out of him. Jamel Dean gets another pick, and so does Taron Johnson. And this is it, guys. Super Bowl matchup with the Green Bay Packers. They come in with a 9-8 record. What was their path to get here like? Let's just take a quick look, a little retrospective on the Packers season, and perhaps our only Super Bowl appearance of the series. So the Packers, they come in as the 4 seed. They win a wild card matchup by 10 over the Cowboys. They beat the Cardinals in a thriller in the divisional round, and they beat the 1 seed Panthers in the conference championship. So 2 4 seeds, which one will emerge as champions? And of course, with this being the Super Bowl, obviously want to see what we're going up against here. So their quarterback is Corbin Schwartz, a young guy, not sure how long he has been in the league, possibly a rookie because I don't recognize him as a real life player. Elijah Mitchell is the running back, so that's what we're looking at offensively. They are 5th in total yards and 3rd in passing yards, so apparently Corbin Schwartz and his bald head can sling it. Defensively, Kenny Clark is still around. Jair Alexander is still a threat, so we're actually going to go throw it deep. We want to make sure that we can still get things done against that secondary. They do well in total yards and rushing yards, so honestly, I'll tell you what. I want to make sure the run game can still get it done. It doesn't look like they thrive in other areas, so for once, I'm actually going to go run inside. If we can get it going in the run game, they struggle on defense. I think we might actually be okay there. And since this is potentially our only Super Bowl appearance of the series, we are bringing back the play-by-play. I want to see how this team that we've assembled performs in real time. I want to take a look at the stats in real time, see exactly what the story of this game is. So let's just take a further look here. Since this is the Super Bowl, what are we going against? We have 4 X Factors. They've got Jair. They have Bakhtiari, Corbin Schwartz, Shaquille Ankrum is a superstar wide receiver. Interesting. Okay, and that is your matchup. So let's get into the Super Bowl here. Of course, not playing it, but we are going to do the play-by-play. So I want to see exactly how this game plays out. It's the biggest game of the series. And here we go, Hard Rock Stadium. Let's get into it. Johnathon Madden going up against Mike LaFleur. It's going to be a good one, guys. First quarter, let's get into the sim. And here we go. First quarter, jumping ahead to the end of the game. They're going to get the ball first. First and 10. What do they do with it? It's a touchback. First and 10. Loss of 2. Elijah Mitchell. Second and 12. Passes thrown away. Third and long here. 28-yard gain to John Mechie, the former Texan. First and 10, it's a loss of 2. Second and 12 at midfield. Gain of 17 to Shane Wilhelm. First and 10, pass knocked away by Stingley. Second and 10, 6-yard gain by Mitchell. Third and 4 at the 29. Gain of 28 to Paris Campbell. First and goal, Elijah Mitchell punches it in. What an opening drive. They had third and 12, couldn't force a 3 and out, and that became a touchdown. Texans, first possession here of the Super Bowl. Their first Super Bowl in franchise history. Pierce loses 2 on first down. Second and 12, passes thrown away. Third and 12, passes thrown away. So the Texans, they go 3 and out on their first possession. Packers getting the ball back here. First quarter, second possession, passes thrown away. Second and 10, gain of 11, it's a first down. First and 10 at the 33. Paris Campbell picks up 2. Second and 8. Mitchell picks up 2. Big third and 6 here. Passes thrown away. The Packers, they will have to punt. Texans getting the ball back here. No gain on the return. Taking over at the 29, first and 10. 3-yard gain by Bartell. Second and 7. Passes thrown away. Big third down here. Young picks up 3. They go 3 and out twice in a row to start the game. Not ideal. Packers will take over at the 30 after the punt. Mitchell loses 1. Second and 11. Campbell, gain of 29. Big game so far. Wilhelm picks up 11. Packers driving. Campbell, 11. First and 10 at the 20. Mitchell picks up 2. Second and 8 at the 17. Mitchell loses 3. Third and 10 here. Passes knocked away by Jalen Carter. Fourth and 10. They have to settle for a 3. It's good. Matt Knapp, the kicker. 10-point lead here as the first quarter winds down. The Texans have not done anything offensively yet. 5-yard penalty against Christian Wilkins. First and 5. Pierce picks up 8. First and 10. Pierce picks up 5. First quarter has ended. Second and 5. Passes knocked away. Third and 5 here. Hits Harrison for 7 yards. Texans driving. Harrison again for 4. Second and 6. Harrison for 11. First and 10. Devontae Wallace, 5-yard gain. Second and 5, passes thrown away. Third and 5 here. Hits Harrison for 13 yards. First and 10, 6-yard gain by Booty. Second and 4, 8-yard gain by Bartell. First and goal at the 3. Pierce punches it in for a touchdown. It is a 10-7 game here. 4:39 left in the first half. Packers will get the ball. They've been good on offense so far this game. First and 10, 3-yard gain by Mitchell. Second and 7, 2-yard gain by Mitchell. Third and 5 here. Wilhelm, 14-yard gain. It's a first down. First and 10, 5-yard penalty against Bosa. Makes it first and 5. Mechie picks up 20. First and 10 at the 31. Wilhelm again for 18 yards. First and 10 at the 13. Brevin Jordan, the former Texan. And Elijah Mitchell scores again. It's his second of the game. It is 17-7 here. 3 minutes left in the half. Texans, how do they respond? It's a touchback. First and 10 here. Passes knocked away. Akeem Davis Gaither. Second and 10. Harrison, 28 yards. First and 10. Harrison for 13. Big game from him. First and 10. 9-yard gain by Pierce. Second and 1 at the 26. 5-yard gain by Pierce. First and 10 at the 21. 4-yard gain by Bartell. Third and 2 here. Elijah Arroyo, 11 yards. First and goal. Bartell loses 3. Second and goal at the 6. Centavius Bartell, 6-yard receiving score. It is a 17-14 game. Minute and a half left. Packers all 3 timeouts. Plenty of time for them to score here. First and 10. Wilhelm, 12-yard gain. First and 10. Sacked by Patrick Queen. First big defensive play of the game. Second and 14. Shaquille Ingram, gain of 15, is first down. 5-yard penalty against the defense. Keelan Rich. First and 5. Mitchell picks up 4. Second and 1 here. Wilhelm, 5-yard gain. First and 10 at the 39. Passes dropped by Wilhelm. Minute left. Second and 10. Paris Campbell again, 15 yards. First and 10. Ingram, 7-yard gain. Packers in the red zone. 5-yard gain to Paris Campbell. 23 seconds left. Ingram scores, 11 yards out. It is a 10-point game heading into the half here, likely. Texans do have 3 timeouts, but 20 seconds left. Do they do anything with that? 4-yard gain by Bartell. This will likely take us to the half. It will. 4-yard gain again by Bartell. Texans, Harrison, 16-yard gain. Midfield, passes thrown away. 5 seconds left. 2nd and 10, passes thrown away. 2 seconds left in the half. Odd sequence to end the half. Texans do get the ball to start the second half here. 1st and 10, passes thrown away. 2nd and 10, 8-yard gain to Booty. 3rd and 2 here. Booty again for 6. 1st and 10, 6-yard gain by Pierce. 2nd and 4, 57-yard rushing score by Dameon Pierce. It's 24-21. Texans were awful on defense in the first half. Can they pick it up in the second here? Momentum might have shifted. 1st and 10, Ingram, 6-yard gain. 2nd and 4, Mitchell, 6-yard gain. The Packers have a first down already. Pass is thrown away by Schwartz. 2nd and 10, where's the pass rush? Mitchell, 2-yard gain. 3rd and 8, Schwartz picks up 3. The Packers will likely punt. They do. The Texans will have a chance to take their first lead of the game here. 1st and 10, Pierce picks up 7. 2nd and 3, Booty loses 2. 3rd and 5, do not go 3 and out. They do not. Arroyo, 14 yards. 1st and 10, passes thrown away. 2nd and 10, passes thrown away. 3rd and 10 here at the 37. Sacked by Christian Wilkins. Packers will get the ball back, still up 3. 2 minutes left in the half. 1st and 10 at the 23. 6-yard gain by Mitchell. 2nd and 4. Mitchell picks up 7. Good game for him so far. 1st and 10. Ingram, no gain. 2nd and 10. Sacked by Tier Tart. 3rd and 17 here. Hits Ingram for 27. Are you kidding me? Sacked by Jalen Carter, though. It's 2nd and 18. Hits Willem for 10. It is a back and forth this drive. 3rd and 8. Hits Campbell for 15. No. 1st and 10. Passes thrown away. 2nd and 10. Ingram, 6 yards. Biggest third down of the game here. Sacked by Nick Bosa. They will have to settle for 3. 27-21. 5:25 left in the game. Texans, how do they respond? Down by 6. 1st and 10. Bartell loses 2. 2nd and 12. Jefferson, his first catch of the game, 8 yards. 3rd and 4. Sacked by Kenny Clark. Oh, and the Texans will punt. 4:51 left in the game. Packers up by 6. Mitchell loses 2. 2nd and 12. Schwartz, Anthony Schwartz, 24 yards. 1st and 10. Mitchell picks up 3 at the 40, almost in field goal range. Mitchell picks up 5. They are in field goal range. Passes thrown away. 4th and 2 at the 35. Mitchell picks it up. 8-yard gain. 1st and 10. Passes thrown away. 2nd and 10. 5-yard gain by Schwartz. 3rd and 5 here. Ingram, 10-yard gain. Shane Willem scores. It is 35-21. They go for 2 and they get it. Texans down by 2 scores. 2:49 left in the game. All 3 timeouts. Passes thrown away on 1st down. 2nd and 10. Penalty against Jair Alexander. 1st and 10. Marvin Harrison Jr., a 72-yard touchdown. The extra point is good. It's not over yet. 35-28. 2:23 left in the game. Texans, all 3 timeouts. 2-yard rush by Schwartz. 2nd and 8. 3-yard gain by Ibrahim. We're at the 2-minute warning here. Biggest play of the game. 3rd and 5. Ibrahim picks up 6. 1st and 10. Ibrahim picks up 4. 2nd and 6. Mitchell picks up 4. 3rd and 3. Passes thrown away. 4th and 3. What do? They punt. This is it. Minute and a half left. Justin Jefferson, 12-yard gain. 1st and 10 at the 32. Passes dropped. 2nd and 10 at the 32. Knocked away. 3rd and 10 here. Big play. Sacked by Elijah Lewis. This is the game. 4th and 17. Passes thrown away. And the comeback will fall just short. The Packers will be able to kneel it out. Game over. 35-28. That is your Super Bowl. What a game. A horrible first half by the Texans. They just could not quite overcome it. The Packers offense, to their credit, was incredible. Paris Campbell just made plays all game long. Elijah Mitchell with his 2 touchdowns. The pass rush couldn't quite get there. No turnovers all game by either side. It was a shootout. The Texans, they did what they could, but ultimately, they fall just short. And what a game by Corbin Schwartz. 71% completion rate, 385 yards, 2 touchdowns. Just could not be stopped, would not be denied at all. And ladies and gentlemen, that is it for year 4. We have 1 year left to do this. Let's look at the yearly awards. What a Super Bowl though. Oh my goodness. So this isn't quite what I'm looking for. I want the actual recap, but Bryce Young does come in second in MVP voting. So we'll get there in just a second. And now finally we can do our real season recap here. Super Bowl 61. It was one for the books. The comeback falls just short. So here are your awards, and yes, Corbin Schwartz was a rookie. So a rookie goes out and wins Super Bowl MVP, just dunks on our defense. And honestly, these offensive and defensive player of the year awards, look at how many of them are Cooper Kupp or Aaron Donald. I mean, Cooper Kupp has won offensive player of the year, what, 1, 2, 3, 4. He's won it almost, I think, every single time. That's crazy. But anyways, moving on. And now we've got our players ready to negotiate. Now this is truly it, guys. This is year 5. So if we don't get it done this year, this is it. Tunsil is going to be our top priority here. We got to get Laramie Tunsil back. If we do, what's a player-friendly deal going to cut us at? It's going to leave us with about nothing. Nothing to spend, but we pretty much have to, right? I mean, I don't see any other options, so we're going to have $4.8 million, and that's going to leave us with really a whole lot of nothing. And you guys are going to have to forgive me. I know I said I'd bring these guys back. I dropped the ball on that one. So we're going to have to do some drafting here. Some drafting or some cutting, I don't know. Let me see what we can figure out, though. Now, this is how things currently stand heading into year 5 of the rebuild. So we've lost some people for sure, but the good news is still plenty of talent all around. Our lowest rated starter on the offense, if you're excluding the fullback position, is Calhoun, the 78 overall center. I definitely don't think that's bad by any means. We could use some depth on the O-line. Maybe we go, I mean, we're going to have to go the draft pretty much every route. But still, we're retaining almost the entire offense. Bryce Young is up to a 97 overall. This team really has not lost a whole lot. We've done a pretty good job of keeping this team intact through these first 5 years. Defensively, we're lacking on depth. We definitely need some DT help. If we could get an elite pass rusher, Jermaine Johnson just has not done it for us. I'm actually going to change the playbook in year 5. I know that's a little bit risky, but that's what we're going to have to do. In the secondary, I'm glad that we drafted some guys because we don't have a lot of high-level starters anymore. Jamel Dean is gone. Thankfully, Stingley is still around. J.C. Horn is more than fine as a number 2 corner. And again, man, we lost Malik Hooker, but we drafted Chamberlain for a reason. So we have these guys waiting in the wings. We still have high-level starters. I mean, 3 guys above 90 overall on this side of the ball. I think we're going to be fine. I really do. Now, with this being the last year of the rebuild, I am making a blockbuster move here. This is a move that I feel can push us over the top because had we not just let up 35 points in the Super Bowl, we'd be Super Bowl champions. The pass rush couldn't get it done, so we are trading Jermaine Johnson and 2 firsts to the Panthers, the team that just fell to the Packers in the conference championship game, for Brian Burns. Now, Burns should be up to a 98 or a 99 overall in our scheme with the boost that we have with coach staff points. So I think this is a good move for us, at least in terms of just winning this year. And now in the draft, we do have a couple second round selections here. Not really anything that is going to make a major difference on the team this year, but we definitely could use some depth. We don't have more than 1 left guard on the team currently, so we could definitely use some help at that position. We do have 3 right guards, so I don't know that that's a major need for us. I suppose we could use another DT, so let's see who we can possibly snag here. And I'll tell you what, in lieu of that, I am actually going to take this offer here, a 2028 first from Chicago. This way, if we get to the midseason point and this team is struggling in any way, which I don't anticipate us doing, we then have some draft capital that we can use to potentially upgrade on a position of need. I'm actually going to do the same thing with this pick here. Is this one going to be enough to get us a first in next year's draft? It's not looking like it, but we should be able to get a second round pick out of this. So we'll go ahead and take, I don't think it really matters, we'll take this offer from Detroit to get a second, a fourth, and a sixth, and we'll let the CPU round things out from there. And here is your draft recap, courtesy of the CPU. So they did take us an outside linebacker, Jimmy Alexander, bust. I mean, I can't really say much because I didn't draft him. Taylor Collins, a backup running back, just a bunch of nobodies. But guys who will help fill out the roster, give us some positions of need, give us some key depth. And I think we're ready to get into the regular season. Now this truly is it for the team. It is the final regular season here, season 5. Let's do one last look at the roster, see how we're feeling about our Super Bowl chances. It is Super Bowl or bust at this point. I think we can do it. It's an 89 overall team, just looking very solid, man, all across the board. These players are fantastic. We've got the weapons, we've got the line, we've got the quarterback, we've got the run game. Why not? Defensively, look at this line. Tell me you want to pass or run on Nick Bosa, Jalen Carter, Tier Tart, and Brian Burns. That is an incredible group right there. Absolutely disgusting. If this pass rush isn't elite, I will be severely disappointed. The linebacking core is good enough to get things done. Patrick Queen should be fine for us. The secondary is a bit of a question mark, I won't lie, but I definitely think with that pass rush getting things done for us, we should be fine. I'm thinking, if I had to guess, 12-5, final record for regular season. Let's get to the midseason point though and see how things are looking. Now here at the midseason point, 5-2 record atop the AFC South. We are right on track here. We cannot afford a second half collapse. We're not worried about the players ready to negotiate. We do have a breakout quarterback scenario, which is interesting because we know that Bryce Young is already an X factor. However, I will go ahead and upgrade our players here. I'll spend whatever remaining staff points that I have that I've not already used to bolster the offense and defense in any way that I can. And let's get to the playoffs. Hopefully we are the 1 seed. I mean, that would be incredible, right? It would be the first time of the series. Not a guarantee by any means, but that would be great. Now, unfortunately, we are not the 1 seed. However, we are AFC South champs yet again, 11-6 record, so my 12-5 prediction was just off. Now let's look at the stats here. So offense is 6th in the NFL, elite once again. Defense is 22nd, so they stepped it up slightly, but still just not very good, unfortunately. I don't get it. Bryce Young, 5,100 yards, 36 touchdowns, 8 picks, outstanding yet again. Dameon Pierce, 1,017 scores on the ground, nice yards per carry. Bryce Young actually 2nd in rushing yards, although Bartell does pick up 7 scores. Jay Jettas, 1,307. Harrison, 1,107. Mark Freeman, CPU drafted player, 1,010. Bit embarrassing to see a CPU drafted player go that well, but it is what it is. Sacks, much better production this time. Mekhi Becton looks like he finally found his groove with us. Patrick Queen, leading tackler yet again with 140. Sacks, interested to see 12.5 from Bosa, 7 from Jalen Carter, and only 6 from Brian Burns, man. Are you kidding me? How? How does that happen? Regardless, 3 picks from Patrick Queen, 3 from JC Horn, and we are headed to the playoffs. And once again, we get a matchup with Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Rematch from last year's playoff again. Can we take down Burrow 2 years in a row? I believe he's won at least 1 MVP award, so absolutely a scary matchup every time we get him. But let's find out, are we moving on to the divisional round for a 2nd straight season? And we are. We win an absolute shootout, 45-37. Wow, what a game that had to have been. Let's look at the stats. That is incredible. Now, I don't love to see 539 yards of total offense, but when you're going up against Joe Burrow, there's really not a whole lot you can do sometimes. Bryce Young, great game. Joe Burrow, great game as well. We do force him into 1 turnover, so that's good. Mixon is still getting it done in year 11, 130 yards and 2 scores on just 9 carries. That's incredible. Dameon Pierce finds the end zone. So does Bartell. So does Bryce Young on the ground. Very nice. Receiving game, T. Higgins goes off. Mark Freeman goes off. Marvin Harrison Jr. does find the end zone. Defensively, I'm looking just for really sacks and interceptions here. George Pickard got 2 against us. Brian Burns did get 1 finally. Interceptions, Patrick Queen, of course, the guy has been a stud for us. And we are on to the Bills. And this is a tough run for us. So we get Joe Burrow followed by Josh Allen. It doesn't get much harder than that. Devin Singletary is still the starter there at running back. And of course, we'll have to look out for Greg Rousseau, 95 overall superstar. We've got our works cut out for ourselves here in the divisional round. Can we move on to the conference championship game? It's time to find out. And we are conference championship bound yet again. We knock off the Buffalo Bills 42-17. What a statement on the road in Buffalo. Oh my goodness, we gotta check the stats. We put up 450 yards of total offense against these guys. Bryce Young, amazing game, 3 touchdowns and no picks. Josh Allen does throw an interception. Bartell scores twice. Interesting. Him and Pierce both pace the backfield, 14 carries. Easy to do in a blowout. Elijah Moore, 110 yards. Harrison scores twice. Gabe Davis finds the end zone. So does Justin Jefferson. Let's see here. Sacks and interceptions. We got 3 from Nick Bosa. He went off. 1.5 from Jalen Carter. 1 from Brian Burns. And 0.5 from Keelan Rich. Very nice. Interceptions, Derek Stingley gets 1 for us. And we are on to the conference championship game. Now, Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens are always a tough matchup. They win a lot of Super Bowls in Sim. How are we going to approach this? I think that we want to shut down the passing game. Do we, though? I think we do. Because in our last matchup, the Super Bowl, where we did a play-by-play, it was the passing game just shredded us. We want to look out for Waquez Overton. He definitely is a threat, to say the least. We're going to do a play-by-play here because this very well could be the last game of the series, guys. We made it to the conference championship game. Why not have a little bit of fun here? Let's hop into it. And here we go, folks. Conference championship game, M&T Bank Field. Who will it be, the Houston Texans or the Baltimore Ravens? One of these two teams is Super Bowl bound at the conclusion of this. Let's get right into it. First quarter here, Ravens will get the ball to start things off. It is a touchback, 1st and 10 at the 25. Lamar picks up 4 on the ground. 2nd and 6, Lamar picks up 4 again. 3rd and 2, Dobbins picks up 7. 1st and 10, Lamar picks up 6. 2nd and 4, Dobbins picks up 4. 1st and 10, Dobbins picks up 1. 2nd and 9, Lamar picks up 2. Big 3rd and 7 here. Dobbins picks up 3. The Ravens will likely punt here. They do. Texans, first possession. What can they do? Passes thrown away on 1st down. 2nd down, Pierce, gain of 13. 1st and 10. Pierce picks up 5. 2nd and 5. Passes knocked away. 3rd and 5. Passes thrown away. Will likely punt here. They do. 1st and 10 for the Ravens. Lamar loses 3. 2nd and 13. Passes thrown away. 3rd and 13. Sacked by Brian Burns. They will punt. The Texans will get great starting field position after a return of 14. 1st and 10 at midfield. Bartell picks up 4. 2nd and 6. Sacked by Waquez Overton. 3rd and 14. Passes thrown away. Punts to start off the game from both sides. 2 each. 1st and 10. Lamar, no gain. 2nd and 10. Andrews picks up 6. 3rd and 4. Passes dropped by Rashad Bateman. 3rd straight punt for the Ravens. Can anyone score in this game? Texans will take over the 28. Pierce picks up 5. 2nd and 5. Passes knocked away by Joey Porter Jr. 3rd and 5. Harrison picks up the 1st down. 1st and 10. Sacked again by Overton. 2nd and 15. Jefferson picks up 8. It's 3rd and 6 now. Jefferson picks up 9. 1st down at midfield. 1st and 10. Knocked away by Julian Love. 2nd and 10. Young picks up 7 on the ground. And they do, well, they go for it on 4th down. We missed it. It skipped on us. But the Texans still have the ball. 2nd and 9. Pierce picks up 4. 3rd and 5 at the 32. Knocked away. Texans will likely have to settle for 3 here. They do. Kaimi Fairbairn. The kick is good. Texans have a 3-0 lead. 4:53 left in the half. 1st and 10. Jackson picks up 7. Next play. Jackson picks up 9. 1st and 10. Dobbins picks up 5. 2nd and 5. Hamler picks up 1. 3rd and 4. Neor picks up 16 through the air. 1st and 10. Bateman gain of 15. 1st and 10 at the 21. Dobbins picks up 2. 2nd and 8. Dobbins picks up 6. 3rd and 2 now. Lamar, he picks up 7. 1st and goal. Lamar punches it in from 6 yards out. It's a 7-3 ball game. Texans, 2:57 left in the half. It's a 7-3 game now, down by 4. 1st and 10, hits Mark Freeman for 18 yards. 1st and 10 at the 43, Elijah Arroyo, gain of 6. 2nd and 4, Pierce picks up 2. 3rd and 2, Pierce picks up 1. Go for it, please. They do not. I would have, but I'm not playing. Ravens get the ball. New York picks up 7. They're going to make it a 14-3 game before the half. Just watch. 2nd and 3. Sacked by Jalen Carter. I might have to eat my words. 3rd and 7, intercepted by J.C. Horn. 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line. What a play. 2nd and 10, Pierce, gain of 7. 3rd and 3 now. Pierce loses 2. Field goals are not going to get it done, but they're going to have to on this drive. It's 7-6. Ravens still plenty of time to make something happen before the half, coming off the interception. 1st and 10. Andrews, gain of 6. 2nd and 4. Andrews, gain of 4. It's 1st down. Penalty against the cornerback Cordell Jones. 1st and 10 at the 38. New York, gain of 6. 2nd and 4. Hammore, gain of 6. 1st and 10. Lamar picks up 5. 2nd and 5. New York picks up 6. 1st and 10 at the 16. Intercepted by Patrick Queen. Oh my goodness, that will take us to halftime. What a play by the defense there. It has been a defensive battle today. 2 interceptions of Lamar in the first half. 1st and 10. Passes thrown away by Young. 2nd and 10, Elijah Arroyo, gain of 4. Offense has got to do something. Passes knocked away by Marlon Humphrey. How much longer can the defense hold on against Lamar and the Ravens? They do get penalized. 2nd and 9. Dobbins picks up 6. 3rd and 3 at midfield. New York, again, gain of 16. 1st and 10 at the 36. Lamar picks up 8. 2nd and 2. Passes thrown away. 3rd and 2 here. Dobbins picks up 8. Defense can only hold on for so long. New York, gain of 6. 2nd and 4 at the 14. Bateman, gain of 6. It's 1st and goal now. Dobbins picks up 4. Lamar punches it in. His 2nd score of the game. It is a 14-6 ball game. The Texans' offense has been completely inept today. Inexcusable performance on the field. 1st and 10, Pierce loses 3. 2nd and 13, pass is knocked away by Bobby Okereke. 3rd and 13, pass is thrown away. This is pathetic. Ravens will get the ball at the 10. Great punt. 1st and 10, Dobbins picks up 4. Dobbins loses 3. 3rd and 9. Can the defense bail us again? They pick up 9, but it's not enough. The Texans will receive the punt. They'll get the ball at the 34. Minute 53 left in the half. Passes thrown away. Bryce Young is doing nothing today. 2nd and 10. Hits Harrison Jr. for 12. 1st and 10. Hits Jefferson for 17. 1st and 10. Passes knocked away by Okereke again. 2nd and 10 at the 37. Hits Pierce for 10. It is 3rd and inches, and they get it. Pierce. 1st and 10 at the 26. 6-yard gain by Pierce. 2nd and 4. Hits Harrison. 1st and goal at the 7 now. Hits Harrison for 6. 2nd and goal at the 2. Hits Mark Freeman for a 2-yard score. They go for 2, and they get it. Bartell the bust. He punches it in. Andrews picks up 17 on the next Ravens possession. Dobbins picks up 6. It's a tie game. 5:30 left in the game. Dobbins loses 3. 3rd and 6, and the defense clutches it out again. The Ravens will punt. The Texans will have a chance to take their first lead of the ball game. Pierce picks up 5. 4:42 left in the game. 2nd and 5. Hits Freeman for 14. 1st and 10 at the 37. Passes thrown away. 2nd and 10. Hits Pierce for 6 yards. It's a 6-yard rush. 3rd and 4. Bartell, 7-yard reception. 1st and 10. Pierce picks up 9. They're driving. 3:27 left in the game. Pierce picks up 8. 1st and 10 at the 34. Young to Pierce, 7 yards. 2nd and 3. Harrison Jr. It's a 27-yard reception. The Texans have their first lead of the ball game, 21-14. And the Ravens will get a chance. 2:44 left in the game. New York, 23 yards. Tired of saying his name. 15-yard penalty against Patrick Queen. 1st and 10 at the 32. Bateman, gain of 13. The Ravens have made this quick. 1-yard rush by Dobbins. 2nd and 9 at the 18. Lamar picks up 3. 3rd and 6 now at the 2-minute warning. It must have been a penalty. 4th and 1 now. What do? They pick it up with Dobbins. 1st and goal at the 6. Nick Bosa injured on the play. Dobbins punches it in from 6 yards out. It is a tie game with a minute 41 left in the game. This is the drive of Bryce Young's career. 1st and 10 now after the touchback. 7-yard rush by Bartell. 2nd and 3. Bartell loses 3. Why are we handing it off to him? 3rd and 6. Bartell picks up 2. What a interesting drive. And somehow it's a first down. Okay, Arroyo picks up 6. 2nd and 4. Hits Jefferson for 13. It's at midfield now. Arroyo picks up 5. 35 seconds left at the 40. Pierce picks up 9 on the ground. 1st and 10 at the 31. They are in field goal range. Pierce picks up 3. 27 seconds left in the game. Pierce picks up 5. 3rd and 2. 13 seconds left. Field goal is good. They left some time on the clock, though. The Ravens have 8 seconds to get into field goal range and send this to overtime. And they do not. The Houston Texans are Super Bowl bound once again. And despite the fact that John Harbaugh turned into a demon for a second there, it's not good enough. We are headed to the Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. And what a rough game offensively. Aside from the run game, man, 56% completion rate for Bryce Young. I see the yards and the touchdowns and it just doesn't look terrible, but man, that was a rough game. We are lucky to be moving on. Now, who are we facing in the Super Bowl? And it will be the Atlanta Falcons. Let's take a quick look here, see exactly the kind of run the Falcons went on. They were the 5 seed, so they did not win their division. That would have been the Bucks. So the Falcons came in, they beat the Eagles by 10 in the wild card round. They went in and beat their divisional rivals, 41-35 in the divisional. They beat the Packers, the defending world champs in the conference championship game. Wow. 27-20, and that sets up a matchup with us in the Super Bowl. 4 seed against 5 seed. Who gets it done this time around? Let's take a look at the matchup. And what a turn of events this is. The 2023 draft class has produced 2 studs, CJ Stroud and Bryce Young, and today they face off in the Super Bowl. Who would have thought it's going to be Bryce Young against CJ Stroud? Stroud, he does have Tony Pollard, who is up to an 89 overall star player, and they've got Christian Barmore. That is our primary threat. AJ Terrell, of course. We want to make sure that we are getting things done in the pass game. We're going to go throw it deep. We want to sling it on them. Let's see here. They do lead the league in takeaways, but their defense is not very good. So it must be the offense that's getting things done for them. It is. And it is in the passing game. So, man, we got to shut down Stroud. We let up way too many big plays in the last game against Lamar's Ravens. We got to get things locked down this game. We have to. It's going to be a huge matchup. Let's see who can get it done. Let's get into the Super Bowl. And this is it, guys. Falcons, Texans. Who is it going to be? Last game of the series. Let's get into it. From Raymond James Stadium, this is the Super Bowl. All right, so Falcons, they will get the ball first. Accidentally clicked next play, not jump forward to end of game, so let me do that here. All right, 1st and 10, Falcons first possession. It is John Mechie. How does this guy keep changing teams? And meeting up with us in the Super Bowl. Oh my goodness. 3rd and 3 already at midfield. Passes thrown away by Stroud. They will likely punt here on their first possession. They do. But we just cannot escape John Mechie. 1st and 10. Pierce picks up 6. 2nd and 4. Jefferson, gain of 14. 1st and 10 at the 41. Jefferson again for 23. 1st and 10. Passes thrown away. 2nd and 10 now. Pierce loses 2. 3rd and 12. Bartell, gain of 22 through the air. Harrison picks up 7. 2nd and 3 at the 9. 1st and goal now at the 3. Pierce loses 2. 2nd and goal at the 5. Oliver Bennett, the tight end, backup, getting the first score of the Super Bowl. 7-0 lead. Houston Texans, what a start. Now the Falcons, how do they respond? Tony Pollard loses 2. 2nd and 12, Pollard gains 4. 3rd and 8, passes thrown away again by Stroud. 2 straight punts to start the game for the Falcons. Not ideal. Texans will take over at the 34. 1st and 10, Bartell picks up 3. 2nd and 7, Bartell, 14-yard reception. 1st and 10, passes dropped by Mark Freeman. 2nd and 10, passes thrown away. 3rd and 10 at the 50. Passes dropped by Elijah Arroyo. Texans will have to punt. Minute 26 left in the first quarter. Falcons. Pollard picks up 8. It's 2nd and 2. Pollard picks up 7. It's a first down. 10-yard penalty against the right tackle. It's 1st and 20. Sacked by Jalen Carter. 2nd and 25. Stroud hits Pollard for 6. 3rd and 20 now, and they pick it up. Stroud with a 22-yard strike to Malik Staten. Staten picks up another 7. Drake London picks up 21. 1st and 10 at the 25. Stroud picks up 6 on the ground. 2nd and 4. Passes thrown away. 3rd and 4 at the 19. They get it. Kyle Pitts with a 19-yard score. This game is tied. 5:33 left in the half. Texans, how do they respond to that score? 1st and 10. Passes knocked away by Jordan Battle. 2nd and 10. 10-yard rush by Pierce. It's 3rd and inches, and they get it. Young to Arroyo. 1st and 10. Pierce picks up 6. 2nd and 4 at the 49-yard line. Pierce picks up 3. It is 3rd and 1. They get it. Arroyo again. 3-yard gain. 1st and 10. Jefferson, 12-yard strike. 1st and 10 at the 33. Pierce picks up 4. 2nd and 6 now. Mark Freeman for 7. 1st and 10 at the 22. Jefferson, 17 yards. 1st and goal at the 5. Dameon Pierce has a score. It is 14-7 now. 2:59 left in the half. Can the Falcons tie it up before the half? They've got plenty of time. 1st and 10. Stroud hits London for 7. 2nd and 3. London again for 9. 1st and 10 at the 41. Stroud hits Kyle Pitts for 5. 2nd and 5 at the 45. Malik Staten, it's a 5-yard rush. 3rd and 1. Stroud picks it up on the ground. 8 yards. 2nd and 4 now. Hits Mechie for 7. 1st and 10 at the 28. Hits Terrence Claxton for 3 yards, the running back. 2nd and 7. Drake London, 23-yard gain. 1st and goal, and Terrence Claxton punches it in. It is a tie game. Minute 25 left in the half. Texans do have all 3 timeouts. What will they do with them? 1st and 10. Passes thrown away. 2nd and 10. Hits Jefferson for 26 yards. Jefferson has had a great game. Mark Freeman picks up 8. 2nd and 2. Passes thrown away. It's 3rd and 2 at the 41. Texans use a timeout. Justin Jefferson, 5-yard gain. 1st and 10 at the 36. Dameon Pierce, 25-yard reception. Marvin Harrison, it is 2nd and goal now. And Dameon Pierce again. It is 21-14 as the half is winding down. The Falcons, they are going to have a chance here to tie it up. They've got all 3 timeouts and 37 seconds to go. Stroud hits Malik Staten for 8. 2nd and 2. Passes thrown away. 3rd and 2. Get off the field. They do. They will have to punt. And yes, the Texans will likely take a 7-point lead into the half. They're going to try. Passes thrown away. 2nd and 10. Pierce picks up 7. It is halftime. And the Texans are up by 7. They will get the ball here. Can they take a 2-score lead? 1st and 10. Young to Freeman, 5 yards. 2nd and 5. Passes thrown away. 3rd and 5 now. And unfortunately, it looks like they're going to go 3 and out as they punt. The Falcons, they're going to get a chance now. First possession of the second half. Stroud to Staten for 5. 2nd and 5 now. Staten again, 6 yards. 1st and 10. Passes thrown away. 2nd and 10 at the 47. Staten again, 15-yard gain. Drake London now picks up 17. It's 1st and 10 at the 22. Pollard loses 3 at 2nd and 13 at the 25. Stroud is sacked by Nick Bosa. 3rd and 17. He hits Kyle Pitts for 23. It's 1st and goal at the 6. Pollard picks up 5 at the 1-yard line. 10-yard penalty against the offense. That's huge. 2nd and goal. Ooh, Stroud hits Mechie for 10. 3rd and goal at the 1, and Drake London has a receiving score. It is now a tie game. 3 minutes left in the 3rd. Oh my goodness. Tie game now. Texans, can they respond? Bryce Young picks up 9. 2nd and 1. Dameon Pierce gets the first down. 1st and 10 at the 38. Defense called for a 5-yard penalty. 1st and 10. Passes thrown away. 2nd and 10 now. Dameon Pierce picks up 6. 3rd and 4 at midfield. Passes thrown away. The Texans will likely punt here. They do. Not great field position, starting at the 5. Falcons, 1st and 10. Mechie, 5 yards. 2nd and 5, intercepted by Barrett Carter, and it is a pick 6. Oh my goodness, and the extra point is no good. 27-21 here in the 3rd. Minute 37 left in the quarter. 1st and 10, Stroud is sacked by Jalen Carter. This defense, oh my goodness. 4-yard gain to Drake London. It's 3rd and 14. Passes thrown away. Do they punt here? I would have to imagine they do. Yes. We'll get excellent field position, taking over at our own 44-yard line. 1st and 10. Do not squander this. 8-yard gain. 2nd and 2. Pierce picks up 3. 1st and 10 at the 46. 4-yard gain by Pierce. 3rd quarter is winding down. Passes thrown away. 3rd and 6 entering the 4th quarter. Hits Justin Jefferson. It's 2nd and 1 at the 15. We must have missed a big play, but that's okay. 1st and 10 at the 11. Harrison Jr., we're at the 1-yard line now, and Shantavius Bartell scores. His 2nd of the game. Mark Freeman gets the 2-point conversion. We are up by 14 with 5:10 left to play. It's going to take a comeback here. 1st and 10. Stroud to Staten for 8. 2nd and 2. Passes thrown away. 3rd and 2 now. 6-yard gain by Pollard. This drive is still alive. 1st and 10. Stroud picks up 5 on the ground. 2nd and 5. Stroud hits London for 7. 1st and 10. Stroud to Mechie. 16-yard gain. 1st and 10. 6-yard rush by Pollard. 2nd and 4th at 28. Stroud to Staten for 26. 1st and goal at the 1, and Pollard punches it in. It is now a 1-score game yet again. Still plenty of time. 3:45 left. Texans up by 7. Touchback. 1st and 10. 5-yard rush by Pierce. 2nd and 5 now. Young picks up 5. It's 3rd and inches. And Shantavius Bartell has a 65-yard rushing score. The game of his life. It is 42-28. I cannot believe we called this man a bust. Stroud hits Pitts for 5. Down by 2 scores. 2:30 left to play. Still alive. 3rd and 5. Passes thrown away. This is likely the ball game. Stroud is sacked by Tier Tart. That is likely going to do it here. 1st and 10. Dameon Pierce picks it up. Mark Freeman, 3-yard gain. 2nd and 7 now. Shantavius Bartell, why not? 3rd and 3. Bartell picks it up. It's 1st and goal at the 1, and Bryce Young is going to kneel it out, it appears. He's going to kneel again. He will kneel a 3rd time. 4th and goal. Fairbairn, the kick is good. It is 45-28 with 30 seconds left to play. We're going to be the Super Bowl champions here. Stroud is sacked by Nick Bosa. It's over. It is over. Staten picks up 14. There's 16 seconds left. Pass knocked away by Stingley. 4th and 4. Possibly the last play of the game. Pass is thrown away. And Bryce Young will get one more kneel here. His last play of the series. And we have topped the Atlanta Falcons 45-28 in the final game. Can you believe it? Oh my goodness, what a finish for this series. Absolutely incredible. Stroud has 320 yards and 2 scores. Bryce Young, 255 and a touchdown. I do want to see here just briefly. Bartell. Show me Bartell. He had, where is he? 4 carries for 74 yards and 2 touchdowns. Absolutely incredible. Pierce has 2 as well. I believe Bartell picked up 1 through the air, did he not? No, that was Oliver Bennett. But man, our running backs just clutched it out for us in this game. Pierce and Bartell, wow, what a finish. And here is your season recap. As you can see, world champions. Houston Texans, first in franchise history, and Barrett Carter, they give him MVP for that pick 6. That really changed the tide of the game. I truly believe that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you stuck with me to this point, I truly appreciate it. Let me know in the comments your thoughts, who you'd like to see in the next rebuild, and I will see you next time. Thank you again.